Hello, everyone. I'm getting the song ready to go, and we're going to do our dance party, and then we are going to do some Q&A tonight. I have some questions on Facebook, and if you guys have any questions here, you are welcome to ask away. So let me just double check over here, make sure that we're good to go. Okay, looks like we're ready. All right. Oh, phew, that was scary. All right, you guys, let's get ready for our dance party. I'm turning on the song Sunshine. I don't know who it is by. Matis Yahoo. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Let's hope it's right. But what I want you guys to think about today is energy. This is our whole video today was on energy leaks. And I just want you to think about what is it that you're doing that is leaking your energy? What is it that you're doing that's building your energy? I want you to use this opportunity to build your energy or help release old stuck energy that you don't need anymore. All right, so that's what this dance is about. So we're gonna take just a little bit of time, move our bodies, de-stress, and enjoy the tunes. I hope you're joining me. All right. God, that always feels so good. Welcome to the Is It Your Gut 5-Day Gut Challenge. Today is all about energy leaks, but I do want to go in and answer people's questions that they had over the past few days. You can also enter, there's a way to chat on here, there's a way to do Q&A. Just scroll around on the screen and try to find it. You are absolutely welcome. Yes, yes. There's a person who figured it out. Good job, Melanie. Woohoo! Good. So, you know, if you can figure out how to do questions, go ahead and type them in. Let me pull up Facebook here and answer some of the questions that I've got on there so far. First and foremost, just let me take a moment to talk about like diagnosis, like face diagnosis, looking at your skin and things like that. We are not diagnosing as like medical doctors do. That's not what it is. When we're looking at our skin, we're looking at our eyes, we're looking at, you know, poop, we're looking at all of these things. We aren't making a medical diagnosis. We're not saying, oh, you have high blood pressure. It's just signs that go along with these kinds of issues. The amazing thing about what we talk about when we look at facial like blemishes and skin and eyes and things like that, and even your energy levels and your poop and your emotions, what we do is we are able to look at a whole picture. So ultimately, you're tracking your health. You're able to see what it is that's going on and help get those things to be better. Usually these things that we're noticing about our bodies are a little bit more subtle. And for some people, the things that you're dealing with may not even show up on a test, but you're still seeing things that are signs of toxicity. They're signs of inflammation. They're signs that things aren't working perfectly. I mean, if you're not bright, shiny, happy, healthy, energetic, there's something off, and you got to figure it out. You got to get to the bottom of that. That's your birthright. That's what you should be. You should be all of those things that I just said. You should be feeling great. That's part of being alive. I mean, that doesn't mean you're not going to have hard times or negative times. It just means that, you know, you really need to figure out how the majority of your life can be this happy, joyful, energetic spot where your body is also really showing that kind of glow. And, you know, we see these symptoms, like the symptoms that I talk about, like these symptoms are the things that we look at in all of my gut rebuilding program and my cleanse, and the work that I do individually with people, with my friends, like my family. These are the issues that we look at and figure out how to fix, right? That's what we're trying to do. And we do. We figure out actually how to do those things. So I don't want you to be walking around uncomfortable, not as shiny as you deserve to be. So just make sure you have that clarity about this. Like, we're looking at this, we're not diagnosing you medically. That's not what's happening here. You're doing a self-assessment and you are figuring out what it is that you can track in your day-to-day to help you be healthier. And we're giving a chance, I'm just, you know, we're taking this opportunity to really learn. It's an educational moment to learn more about what to look for. And really that's, in some cases, has really saved people years and years of pain and struggle. And that's what I want to help you with. All right, so let's look here at these questions. Okay, so Amy has a great question. Amy says, how do I get my body to digest fats better? All right, well, that's a really good question. That's actually really important. Part of that is going to be your liver and gallbladder. Those are big parts of you digesting fats better. And you want to make sure that your liver and gallbladder are functioning properly, normally, that they're not bogged down with other work, like too much work breaking down hormones, too much work breaking down toxicity, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, like the obvious ones. So you want to look at that stuff. That's really important. But when it comes to digesting fat, I'm a really big fan of bitters because it helps get the liver and the gallbladder functioning better. But also you want to make sure that the pH is right in your stomach, because you need to have nice acidic stomach and nice acidic juices that leave the stomach and go into the small intestine. And that triggers the bile to shoot into the small intestine to neutralize that acidic substance. So that's really key. So some part of this starts in your stomach. And like, how do you get enough hydrochloric acid in your stomach? Well, obviously there's supplements you can take, but there's also, bitters helps with that too. And then you can also focus on zinc. Zinc is an important mineral that helps produce hydrochloric acid. So make sure that you're absorbing your zinc. A liquid form is good for most people who are struggling with this. Because usually if you have low hydrochloric acid, it's hard to absorb your minerals. It's kind of this catch-22. So you have to get really absorbable minerals at first. But zinc is a really good start. I would also recommend, making sure that you're focusing on easy to digest fats, which I'm sure you are. But like omega-3s are going to be really important for you. They're going to be easier to break down. They're going to help build your cells and your brain and, combat inflammation and all those other things as well. And let's see what else. I mean, I have found that cleanses are really good, like taking some time to rest from fats a little bit and then bringing them back in. I've seen that help with people. I've seen it help improve their digestion and improve their fat digestion. And then, enzymes, bringing in enzymes can be a great way to just like on the spot help fix that problem. I guess my curiosity and my question for you is, how do you know that your fats aren't digesting well? I mean, I'm like really curious. So I'm going to type that in here. All right. And then Nan asked a question. I wish that she could clarify for me, but she asked a great question. She says, I'm having scheduling issues connecting on the live dance video, but I'm watching it every day and taking note of the info. Sorry I missed last evening, especially would have loved to ask how it is that I could have 1 to 3 near perfect noodles daily for the longest time and still have my gut in some obvious state of dysbiosis. I know that I'm still low on minerals, but shifting toward a better pH after the probiotic power cleanse a few weeks ago. According to Chinese medicine, my kidneys need some relief too based on my symptoms. Also wonderfully complex and so exciting to learn how, when, and what to do to affect change. Loving it, Summer. Thanks. Well, Nan, my first question for you is, what are your symptoms of dysbiosis? Just so that I understand your question better. That's my question for you. What are your symptoms of dysbiosis? And how is it that you can have near perfect golden doodles, the not so elusive golden doodle in your case, and still have dysbiosis? Well, it's good that you're having golden doodles. We'll just start there. That is fantastic, because that means that you're likely absorbing your food. It means that you're digesting it fully. It means that your liver and your gallbladder are functioning. They're bringing out, like you're actually like getting that bilirubin into your digestive juice slurry. And it sounds like the bacteria are helping to break things down. It just sounds like you might not have the exact right ones. So you still might have really, my computer. I need to plug my computer in. Close call. All right, so you still very well can have dysbiosis and have golden doodles. It's just that you're looking at a much better situation. It means that you're likely absorbing a lot of your vitamins and minerals, and you're able to shift over to a healthy state easier, more quickly. So I look forward to working with you more and really finding out some of these details of dysbiosis and seeing what we can do. But it sounds like either you just are strong constitutionally, or you're part of the way there. So we can work on the probiotics, and maybe that's just a really good way to go for you. Maybe we'll work on bringing in a lot of really good probiotics in gut rebuilding. So that would be my plan for you. We might kind of hone in and focus on which probiotics you need. All right, let's see. Amy was saying that greasy stools is her sign that she's not digesting fat, and she noticed how striking this was after the probiotic power cleanse when she really cut back on fats. Some people aren't able to digest fats as well. So in that case, you do want to focus on getting the healthiest fats in so that the concentration of what you're getting is meeting your needs. But yeah, I think that this is like hydrochloric acid is going to be a big piece here, getting some good zinc in, and enzymes, and then maybe really figuring out just stimulating digestion each time, like with the bitters. I think that's going to be really helpful, and over time your body will absorb more and more. It is partially getting the pH up, so getting more minerals and more vitamins in so that your body can do the healing work it needs. Really getting your pH up is going to make a difference in the long run. So I think you're on the path. You're doing a lot of the right things. So I'm excited to see where this leads us. All right, Melanie says, I find I do have tons of energy leaks with things I say I'm going to do and are left up in the air because I'm too overextended in so many areas of our life. What's the key to deciding what areas to give up and what to focus on? Oh my God. Melanie, nail on the head question. That is a fantastic question. This is the kind of stuff that we talk about in the planning stages, and in our sessions. We have 3 calls on gut rebuilding a month. These are the kinds of questions that we ask and we hone in on with individuals. So I can't wait to be able to coach you on this kind of stuff, really focused. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, like one of the keys is that you have to understand that you are giving up something. Like what you said, you worded that really well. What are you going to give up? I was asking my boyfriend the other day, I was like, you used to train, you used to race for triathlons all the time. I was like, why don't you do that anymore? He's like, well, it's a part-time job and I enjoy my life. I like relaxing. I like having fun. I like going mountain biking with you. I like, and he listed off all the things he likes to do. And I was like, that's, I like racing triathlons and I don't because it's a part-time job. So I think, that really speaks to this kind of thing where you really are making the decisions of where do you want to spend your time? What are your priorities? Sometimes you'll find that you get forced to make the decision at some point. And I actually think you get forced to make the decision at some point regardless anyway. And over time, once you realize if you would have made that decision sooner, you would have reaped the rewards and benefits sooner. So I think part of it is understanding how much healthier you are mentally and emotionally when you have time that's not all scheduled and taken up. So when that becomes a bigger priority for you, and that becomes more desirable than the pain of not making the decision, that's usually when you'll see a shift, right? So a lot of times people don't make the shift until it's just so painful that they have to. And I just want to encourage you to not have to get to a place of extremes, a place of pain or suffering or burnout or being sick or any of the kind of bad things that can happen from being overcommitted and overextended. So I would urge you to really figure out how can you notch it down just a little bit without losing, what you love about your life. I know for myself, in terms of many areas of my life, I've had to give up things in order to move forward with the next chapter. And, one interesting thing, and I think partially why I'm really enjoying the dance party part of this is I used to be a DJ. I still have my turntables downstairs and my favorite records. I kept my favorite ones. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. I love music. I love music to dance to. I like you know, the way that being a DJ really, you get to like play with the crowd. You put on the music and you get to watch people get really excited and dance to it and recognize the song, and you get to like carry the energy of a room. I love that. And I really enjoy doing it. And I picked it up quickly and had a lot of fun with it. And there was a certain point in my life where I was like in college and DJing at some parties and having these amazing parties at my house every year, where I DJ'd, and it was great. And I remember just being like, wow, I need to make a decision here, because pretending that I'm still going to do this later is kind of eating up my energy. You know, like it really was. It was like, in order to be good at it, in order to enjoy it, I needed to focus on it and have fun with it. And so at a certain point, I really consciously decided to let it go so that I didn't have to keep sort of torturing myself with like, why aren't you doing it? Why, you know, you like this, it's fun. I had to just give it up as a way to just get myself off the hook and stop draining my energy, or, you know, trying to pretend this was something I was going to do. And it just took up time and space and money and energy sitting in the corner. And it was a great sense of relief when I let that go, even though it was a really challenging decision. I can say the same thing about Oli Kraut. When I decided to sell Oli Kraut and move on with this work, which I'm so pleased I did, but it was the hardest decision in the world. And, you know, again, the amount of energy that I freed up from doing that has been tremendous. So it's not easy. Did I want to let go of either of those things? No, not really at all, to be honest with you. But it was just reached a point where I needed to hone in. I needed to focus. I needed to like get a big thing that was taking my energy out of my life so that I could focus my energy on the things that were more productive and moving me forward in my future. So that's my best advice for you. I hope that's helpful. I guess the answer really is, it's a sucky decision, but it's an important one. And if you really value your energy, you will lock down on your schedule and really be like on top of your time and own your schedule, own your calendar, own your time, and do exactly what you want with it, you know? So you have that opportunity. And I would love for you to be able to really have some free time locked down in your calendar, knowing you and having talked to you. Becky says, I've noticed that many times when I go to the bathroom, normally twice a day, when I wipe, there's yellow on the tissue paper. Is this undigested bile I'm seeing? That's possible. I mean, that could actually just be undigested. I guess, I mean, it could be bilirubin that didn't totally convert as it was digesting in your colon. That's one possibility. It could, yeah, I mean, that's like most likely what it is. Yellow is going to be bile for the most part, unless you're eating turmeric or other foods that are bright yellow. Most likely that's it. I'm not exactly sure from that point. It gets a little tricky here to know exactly how like how yellow and all of these other things. I feel like there's some specifics that may be useful. Just look up one thing. Yeah, I mean, and it could partially be poor fat digestion. You know, oftentimes when poop is more yellow, it's poor fat digestion, and that does have to do with bile. So that's a possibility. Great question. Thank you. All right. What else, people? I got a couple more minutes and then we're going to jump off here. But I want to thank you guys for the questions so far. This has been awesome. So I'm really excited about Thursday because we're going to talk a lot about planning. And then I know this is crazy, but I might try to get us on Thursday. I might try to get us on like an actual Zoom meeting where we can actually talk to each other. I would like to be able to see you guys face to face. I prefer that. It's so much easier to coach you if I can actually talk to you and ask questions. And I feel like that's what we do in gut rebuilding anyway. That's the work we get to do. So I'd love for you all who have never done that to get a chance to see what it looks like and how it works. Because this isn't how we normally work. We actually get to talk. So Thursday is going to be an awesome day. We're going to take a moment and turn all the information that you've been learning into a plan, talk about what to do and how to take some next steps. But more than anything, I just have to say I'm really excited that you guys are getting this opportunity to start looking at the signs that your body is giving you. I mean, how cool is it to like learn this, start to track it, start to do all this and do this in a group, a really cool group of people that are really having fun with it. Okay, let me see if there's any more questions here. All right, Nikki has a question. Is being over 65 a factor in healing the gut and the mind? It's a great question. Yes and no. Okay, so here's my thinking about it. First and foremost, I really think that the first step in healing the gut and the mind is making a decision, no matter what, at any age, making a decision. That's your first step, and it's a really powerful step in the process. We'll talk about that on Thursday, making the decision. So deciding that you want to heal, deciding kind of from a place of knowing why, like you have to have a really passionate decision for it to really stick. And I think that's your first place no matter what. And that's not going to affect you no matter what age you are. That's still the first step. In terms of like healing, it just depends on what your life has looked like. It depends on what your mineral levels are like, your vitamin levels. You know, I mean, healing the gut is totally possible. It's possible at any age. And I think more than anything, you know, some things, and as you get older, can start to slow down in terms of cell metabolism and just your ability to heal as quickly. But if you're giving it the right tools, I've worked with a lot of people over the age of 60, a lot on my cleanse, especially on my cleanse and especially in gut rebuilding. And we've seen a lot of people have some amazing results from it. So I think for you, your main focus is going to be on really bathing your body, bathing your insides in lots of good vitamins and minerals from healing foods. That's where you're going to see, you know, your body be able to take over and do something with those building blocks. I've also noticed that as people age, that sometimes they do a little bit better taking out more of the acid forming foods. You know, we talk about that in my programs, but it means eating more alkaline forming foods, and that is a really nice way to jumpstart the healing process. And then the mind, I mean, healing your mind as you get older. I mean, that's an interesting question. When you say mind, I think of it in terms of like your ability to utilize your full intelligence and not have the past be negatively informing your decisions in the present moment. That's really what I think about, like a mind that is healed and fresh is, you know, it has to do with being emotionally clear, emotionally available, and having just an amazing zest for life. And that means getting over a lot of your past stuff. So when you're older, you have more baggage that you've had to let go of. So doing that work is just important, letting go of things. But, you know, letting go isn't a process of ignoring or denying. Letting go of is a real act of surrender. And a lot of times there's emotional and physiological reactions that show up as part of that process as you know, clear out and heal your mind. So yeah, I mean, age is a factor in that for sure, because you've had more experiences. You've had a chance to have more trauma, more things that you've had to get over, more instances where you've had to work with people and figure things out. So, you know, in that case, yeah, it's different, but it doesn't mean it's not doable. And I've, you know, have mentors who have started this work later in life who are my mentors, because no matter what, even if you've had more baggage, you still have more experience. You still have that treasure trove of experience that you get to pull from at any moment. So as long as you can get to a place where you're not as reactive, and you can actually get to a place of really being able to be in the present moment with things, your ability to tap into that experience as wisdom is going to allow you to be in a good spot. I mean, you've got that to really draw from. So that's a lot of power. So I hope that helps. Let me know if that's a helpful response in what you're asking. All right, folks, I think we're going to jump off here. Thank you so much. It's amazing to have this opportunity to share this with you. And I hope you guys are dancing at home. Amy admitted that she's dancing at home. I wish I could see you guys. But regardless, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And I will see you tomorrow with a new video on emotions and talking about emotions and how to gauge them to see how your gut is doing. It's very cool. All right, everyone. Have a great night. This is Summer Buck, and I'm signing out.